Hytale is still on early access right now, and we are still waiting for the major fun updates. Now, what if I told you you could turn Hytale from an early access sandbox into a full-on RPG experience? I'm talking leveling systems, classes, insane dungeons, Souls-like combat, pets fighting by your side, and even racing your goddamn dragon. Now, before we start discussing the mods, I make a lot of Hytale and other survival games video, so if you do like this video, consider subscribing. Come on, hit that, it's free. First up, and honestly the entire reason this mod pack, should I even call this a mod pack? This whole mod thing works. This is the core, the foundation. With this mod, it's like dipping french fries into an ice cream, and trust me, it's good. I'm not weird. The mod is endless leveling. This isn't just a simple XP bar mod. This is probably the best mod you can ever install right now for Hytale. For me at least. Endless leveling completely transforms Hytale into a real RPG by adding race, classes, stats, augments, abilities, and an endless progression system inspired by solo leveling and other MMORPG titles. Just like every MMORPG, every enemy you kill, every dungeon you clear, and every boss you defeat contributes towards making your character stronger. You can specialize your build around different playstyles, invest into different stats, unlock powerful augments, and eventually prestige your character for even more progression. Instead of reaching a point where your character is quote-unquote finished, the mod is designed around continual growth. Literally, its goddamn title, endless leveling. And of course, the enemies would have levels as well, and they scale with you, so the game will never be boring. There will always be challenges, but with the augments you obtain permanently, trust me, you will feel how strong you are. And that's where things gets really addicting. But here's where things get crazy. Endless leveling also introduces dungeons, and no, not just simple ones. With the help of some mod that I will discuss later on, you can teleport into different dungeon instances, each with unique layouts, different enemies, and bosses with actual mechanics. I bet you all of my goddamn organ, if you manage to defeat the frozen dragon in your first run, you can have my kidney, my intestines, my testicles. So to make the dungeons work in endless leveling, it partnered up with two mods, Major Dungeons and Endgame QoL. First, let's discuss Major Dungeons. If endless leveling creates the RPG progression, Major Dungeons creates the adventure. So yeah, french fries, ice cream, and then sprinkle some goddamn heavenly chocolate syrup on the top. That is Major Dungeons. This mod adds massive dungeon experience that feel closer to MMO raids than standard survival content. The most famous is the Dungeon of Fear, a dangerous gauntlet packed with increasingly difficult enemies, environmental hazards, and powerful boss encounters waiting at the end. Other than dungeon crawling and boss fights, this mod also adds new NPC for trading, new badass weapon, building blocks, and a whole lot more content. Trust me, there's a lot to explore. Then we have Endgame QoL, which adds some of the hardest content available. This mod introduces 3 more major endgame dungeons. First is the Frozen Dungeon, where the frozen dragon resides. And let me tell you right now, I fucking hate this guy. So you know that frozen dragon thingy on Hytale right now that doesn't have a code? It's just a small tease by Hytale, right? Well, the creator of Endgame QoL mod gave it goddamn life, along with the goddamn icy frozen dungeon with mini bosses such as the golem and the yeti. Then there's the swamp dungeon where Hydra resides. So again, another unique boss with another unique dungeon. And then finally we have the void dimension where the void golem resides. This is probably one of the coolest locations added by any mod in Hytale right now. A mysterious realm filled with strange enemies, dangerous encounters, and completely different atmosphere from the rest of the game. It's like the end from Minecraft. So this is actually the point where Hytale stops feeling like a sandbox and starts feeling like an RPG endgame. Both of these mods also adds mounts, pets, and it's literally a full-blown MMORPG mods that you should really try. And yes, if you notice, some of the footages are from his tattoo server. Well, they have every mod on my list right now, and it's a really cool server, so check it out. Now, let's talk about combat. Of course, all of these bosses would be boring if the combat was just left-click spam, right? So that's why I installed perfect dodges and perfect parries. Perfect dodges reward precise timing with invulnerability frames, allowing you to avoid attacks at the last possible second. Perfect parries let you block enemies with perfect timing to stagger enemies and create openings. Combined together, fights become way more skill based. You can no longer rely on solely gear. You actually have to learn boss mechanics and improve as a player. It feels surprisingly close to like Souls-like combat. Now, to support all of this, I also installed Reforged weapons, which massively expands weapon variety and give players more options for specialized builds. Everything is craftable in survival, of course, and it adds so much badass weapons. One of my favorite weapon in this mod is the Oath of the Inferno. What the hell is it? Well, you essentially become a fucking firebender. You punch with fire, you throw fireball, and you can even fly with fire. It's literally an Avatar fan's wet dream. It's like Zuko kissing Aang. What the f? Simple enchantments. It allows you to further customize your equipment and stack powerful bonuses. This is one of the main core features that is currently missing from Hytale right now. Essentially, it just works like Minecraft. You get sharpness 1, 2, 3, protection, and even extra enchantments like auto smelt of the ores you dig up. It's a simple mod, but it just adds a lot. And you'll be needing this especially when you are face to face with the bosses. Now, this wouldn't be an RPG without mounts and pets, of course. And one of my favorite mod, the Aures Dragon Nestkeeper. You can raise your very own dragon companion. Yes, a dragon. Not only does it look awesome, but it also makes your adventure feel more personal. Combine that with traveling mounts and suddenly you're exploring the world alongside companions instead of running around alone. It's one of those features that makes the game feel alive. Now, of course, to help you guys with some of the features. Now, before you say, okay, cool bosses, cool dragons, but what about the annoying stuff? Don't worry, I got you. Because this next mods doesn't look flashy, but they make the game feel 10 times better. First, we have extended backpacks, and this is literally a goddamn lifesaver. Instead of constantly running out of space every 5 minutes, you can carry way more loot, especially when you're grinding full-on dungeons. And trust me, once you start farming bosses, your inventory is going to be full. If you have played Pokemon before, this one will be familiar. Essentially, when you go too deep into a cave mining resources, and so boom, escape rope. With escape rope, you can just right click it however deep you are and you will instantly be teleported into like the overworld. Now, I also recommend Repair Workbench mod, because Hytale has this annoying feature where the durability depletes whenever you fucking repair the gear, and I really hate that. So yeah, essentially without this mod, your gear just disappears over time. And when you're using high-level enchanted weapons, you do not want that. This lets you repair your gear instead of constantly crafting new ones, which makes progression feel way more rewarding, and you get to keep your enchanted gear forever. Then we've got simple trash. It sounds useless, I know, until your inventory is filled with goddamn garbage items. This lets you instantly delete junk so you can focus on the loot that actually matters. Just Enough Tales is another underrated one. It basically helps you track items, crafting, and content, kind of like a guide system. So instead of being lost, you can actually understand what you can craft and where things come from. All these mods put together remove the annoying parts of survival games. No inventory pain, no confusing gear stats, no pointless grinding issues. Just pure progression, combat, and exploration. So yeah, this is what happens when you take Hytale and stop playing it like a sandbox and start playing it like an RPG. You've got leveling, builds, dungeons, actual boss fights, skill-based combat, pets fighting alongside you, and a goddamn dragon. And honestly, after playing with all of these mods, it's really hard to go back to vanilla, because this right here feels like what Hytale is supposed to become. Not just a survival game, but a full-blown RPG experience. And I am looking forward for the future of Hytale if it looks a lot like this. And if you want to see some of the gameplay of all of these mods combined, check out my 100 days video. That would be all for me, and I hope I helped you guys find the best mods for your Hytale. If you want more videos like this, consider subscribing. And let me know in the comment section below your thoughts, and I'll see you guys again next time.